Good old drag and drop. It's a mainstay of graphical interfaces and a super intuitive way of moving stuff from one virtual spot to another. Being such an early pioneer of the graphical interface, you'd expect Apple's macOS to have completely nailed this particular function. However, for more than a decade, certain unlucky macOS users have been faced with a bizarre situation where drag and drop suddenly stops working. If you suddenly find that you can't drag and drop on your Mac, here are some things you can try. Are you running the latest macOS? Stop. Before we go any further, consider that many drag and drop Mac issues have been fixed in newer versions of macOS. Consider upgrading to the latest version of macOS on your computer as soon as possible. Did the problem happen after something changed? Did your drag and drop woes begin right after something else happened? Perhaps a system update, new hardware, or a new application? While it might just be a coincidence, one option is to use Time Machine to roll back your Mac to before that change happened. Is the problem mouse specific? It's always worth eliminating suspects in any computer diagnostic process, and the first question to answer is whether the mouse or computer is at fault. For example, if you're using a MacBook, connect an external mouse and see if the issue persists. That could be a clue as to where you should focus your efforts to fix it. Battery, mouse maintenance, and Bluetooth. If it's a specific mouse that won't play ball, what can you do? If you're using a wireless mouse, try switching Bluetooth on and off, unpairing and pairing, or removing and reinserting the mouse's USB dongle, whichever applies to your model. Check the buttons for dirt or grime and make sure that the USB plug or cable aren't damaged. Some mice, like the first generation Apple Magic Mouse, are notorious for constantly disconnecting while you work. This can interrupt mouse tasks such as dragging and dropping. Is the problem app specific? Is drag and drop not working on Mac between some apps but not others? If only certain applications don't work correctly with this common mouse function, you should look for answers that relate to the specific software in question. Restart the Finder app. The Finder application is the beating heart of your Mac's file management system. If it goes belly up, you'll lose the ability to drag files from one place to another. The good news is that restarting Finder is fast and easy. Press Command, Option and Escape together. In the Force Quit application list, look for Finder. Now, click the Relaunch button. Just wait a second and Finder should restart. If you're lucky, the drag and drop issue will have resolved. Just restart your Mac. If restarting the Finder isn't enough, then restart your Mac completely. For some people, simply putting the Mac to sleep and waking it back up works. However, modern machines reboot so quickly, you might as well just restart the whole thing. So, do a hard reboot, but be sure to save any work you've got open, just to be safe. Check your trackpad settings. In some cases, it turns out that the magic trackpad on MacBooks may simply go out of whack for no obvious reason. We've heard people complain about this after updates, for example. Regardless, if your trackpad in particular seems to cause drag and drop not to work on your Mac, check its sensitivity and other settings, taking them back to default or more sensible levels if something doesn't seem right. Simply hold Command and Space to launch Spotlight Search. Type trackpad and hit enter. If none of these solutions work, you always have the option of resetting your preferences in macOS. This is a more technical solution, but you can find the details in the article linked in the description below. Hopefully your mouse will not be dragging and dropping all over the place. See you next time.